Let's talk about one of the dumbest, most desperate conspiracy theories floating around the internet. Jeffrey Epstein was working for Mossad. You've probably seen the videos.
Jeffrey Epstein was working on behalf of intel services, probably not American. Now, no one's allowed to say that that foreign government is Israel because we have been somehow cowed.
There it is, tossed out like a fact, no evidence, no logic, just smug confidence. First of all, Epstein committed horrific crimes, and he should have been locked up a long time ago. Now, let's also get something straight. Yes, there are a lot of weird things about Epstein's death. I mean, the security cameras stopped working, the guards conveniently didn't check the cameras, now there are talks about missing footage all over the internet. Epstein probably had dirt on some of the most powerful people in the world. And somehow, just like that, he ends up dead in a maximum security cell. So yeah, of course there are questions, serious ones. And the internet is full of people digging into every second of footage and every sketchy timeline trying to find answers. They're suspicious of everything, until it comes to blaming Israel. Then, suddenly, no questions, no doubts, no evidence needed. It's just, of course Epstein was Mossad. Of course he worked for Israel. Well, obviously. Really? So Epstein's death is this deep mystery no one can explain, but Israel's guilt? That's somehow the one part we all magically know for sure? Give me a break. That's not skepticism. That's not truth-seeking. That's an obsession. We all know Epstein was a convicted predator who committed despicable crimes, no doubt about that. And there's plenty of evidence that shows all the disgusting stuff he did. He was working for himself. He had the US presidents, British royalty, billionaires, bankers on speed dial. So why are conspiracy theorists blaming Israel? Because it's the easiest thing to do for them. That's all they need to turn a sex trafficking case into a Zionist plot. No files, no whistleblowers, no documents, just anti-Semitism. And let's be honest, this isn't a new trick. The same people pushing this garbage are the same ones who say Jews control Hollywood, Zionists run the media, Israel did 9/11, the Rothschilds control the banks, and now Mossad ran Epstein. It's about using every scandal to bash the Jewish nation. It's about turning Israel into the villain, no matter the story, no matter the facts. And let's talk about it for a moment. Why would any intelligence agency use a convicted criminal already known to law enforcement, who was already arrested and was already a working liability? Mossad is an elite intelligence agency. They fight terrorism globally. They rescue hostages. They stop Iran from acquiring atomic bombs, operating deep inside Iran, basically saving Western civilization. They don't need a creep, a criminal with a private jet and a private island used for crimes. And on top of that, Israel's former Prime Minister Naftali Bennett said that Epstein never worked for Mossad. He said, and I'm quoting, "As a former Israeli Prime Minister, with Mossad having reported directly to me, I say this to you with 100% certainty, the accusation that Jeffrey Epstein somehow worked for Israel or the Mossad running a blackmail ring is categorically and totally false." So if you're still saying Epstein equals Mossad, let me ask you this. Where is your proof? Where is the connection? Where is the one piece of real, credible evidence? There isn't any, because this theory isn't based on facts. It's based on the fantasy that every evil must somehow be the Jews' fault. And if you're one of those people saying Jews run the world, then riddle me this. Hear me out. If Jews control everything, why is the Jewish state, Israel, the most hated country in the world? Why does the world pass more resolutions against Israel than North Korea, Iran, and actual dictatorships combined? Why are Jews attacked on college campuses, stabbed in the streets of Europe, and demonized in the global media? If this is world domination, it's the worst run empire in history. This isn't truth. This is not journalism. This is just recycled anti-Semitism with a new headline. Look, Epstein was evil. But to those who try to say that Israel was involved with him only because he was Jewish, then congratulations. You've exposed nothing except your own hatred.